look. All right, let's get things started with your national days of the week. Monday, May the 11th. National Twilight Zone Day. I am a huge fan of Rod Serling. I'm a huge fan of the Twilight Zone and the Twilight Zone genre, if you will. I would be very curious to know from our listeners what episode, because we've all seen the Twilight Zone, whether you saw the original version, 1960s, 1970s, black and white, that one, whether you smoking Rod Serling, whether you saw the 1980s movie, or whether you saw the reincarnation with Key or Peele, one of those two. I think it was Peele. One of those two. They started redoing the Twilight Zone. Suspense. Awkwardness. Do you have a favorite episode? Do you, the listener, have a favorite episode of The Twilight Zone? I have so many. There's so many really, really good episodes. Willowsby, I think was the actual name of the episode. The dude with the books. Excellent. If I'm thinking the same one that you're thinking, he's the last man on Earth. And all he wants to do is read books. And he steps on his glasses. No reading for you, the twist. I rather Tales from the Crypt. That's because every girlfriend you ever had looked like the Crypt Keeper. I love Twilight Zone episodes. We're still on that. I love particularly the explorers, the space people that land on a place. And turns out that they're tiny little space people and they landed on like Earth in the 1930s and she beats them to death with a broom while she's sleeping. That was a good one. I have so many. The one where they're in orbit, because you remember they were 30-minute episodes, and I saw that. And then there are hour-long episodes, and I think it was one of the hour-long episodes where it's the astronauts, and they're in orbit on a planet, and they spot a dot on the ground, and they go down to investigate the dot on the ground, only to find the dot on the ground is them. And then it goes back to them being in orbit. It's fun. It's a fun episode. I love the quirky twists. Anyway, find a way to celebrate your favorite episode on Monday, May the 11th. National Twilight Zone Day. Tuesday, May the 12th is National Hospital Day. And here's what I'm going to tell you, and I mean this with all sincerity. Unless you work there, don't go there. There are some exceptions. Our friends that live in Rhode Spain, if you want to go to the Navy Hospital to get yourself a little breakfast, a little toasted pan, a little cafe con leche, you want to hang out in the courtyard, you want to visit your beautiful wife who works there, well, do that. But since I've returned back to the Americas, all of my trips to the hospital have not been pleasant. Incorrectly stated. There were a couple of, when I was going through cardio rehab, those people were awesome. I love those people. But, as far as seeing doctors, I do always pull the privilege card. Every time I go to the emergency room, I was like, I've got chest pains. Privilege card. And it gets me right to the front of the line. I don't want to do that, but it seems to work every time. So say I got chest pains to get to the front of the line, and then they can save your life, or at least extend it. But as a quick reminder, before I went to the emergency room and pulled my privilege card of I have chest pains, I went to one of those little, hey, we've got doctors too places. You know, don't go to the hospital. What are you thinking? Come over here. We'll take a look at you. And they did. And they told me I was not having a heart attack. But they couldn't figure out what it was. So they said, you should probably go to the emergency room. So I went to the emergency room and I said, I'm having chest pains. And they said, well, you're not having a heart attack. Okay, thanks. 2 for 2. Several weeks later, I go to a different emergency room, only to find out, yeah, those were most likely heart attacks, but the thing in your blood that says that was a heart attack wasn't showing up in their test. Again, here's my point. Tuesday, May the 12th. National Hospital Day. Stay out of them. With everything that you can do. Eat the kale, take the collagen, stop smoking, stop drinking, stop partying with the cocaine. No, all of that. Stop. Live your best, healthiest, like go out and exercise. Do all the things that you can do to avoid ever going to a hospital. You don't want to go there unless you work there. And think about that. On Tuesday, May the 12th, National Hospital Day. Wednesday, May 13th, is National Crouton Day. Now, here's what you may not know, because you go to the salad bar and you see the crusty treats over there and you just put them on your salad and you don't even think about what makes a crouton. Or maybe you're smart enough to know what makes crouton. But I'm going to tell you, making croutons is easy. You can let the bread just go stale. Saying that out loud gave me the cringe. Don't do that. You can toast your bread. You can season your bread. You can chop up your bread into little chunks to make a crouton. The thing about croutons is they're this much taste, but this much calories. There are a lot of calories for just a little bit of taste. Everything that you put into a crouton to make it taste good, you could just put into your salad minus the bread and the crunch of the bread. Have you tried some fried onions? Ooh, those are good. I'm not critiquing your crouton skills because there are some. Here's when you know your crouton game is on fleek. Stupid word. When you can just eat croutons out of the bag. Like you have found a flavor of croutons that is so tasty and delicious, you don't even waste time with the salad anymore. Screw the potato chips, you go straight to the crouton bag, and those are good croutons. They're tasty and delicious. I don't care how you consume your croutons. But you should consume some croutons, at least annually, on Wednesday, May 13th. National Crouton Day. Thursday, May 14th. Do it with me. Thursday, May 14th is National Dance Like a Chicken Day. And I don't know anyone who doesn't know the chicken dance. And if you are someone who doesn't know the chicken dance, But you know me. Stop knowing me. I'm done with you. Bucka 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 buck bucka 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 buck bucka 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 buck 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 bucka 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 buck. Find a way. I mean, come on now. Imagine how fun that would be, just walking around the office, just minding your own business, and then out of the blue on Thursday, May 14th, you just start bucka 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 buck bucka 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 buck bucka 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 buck 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 buck. Because it's National Dance Like a Chicken Day. Friday, May 15th is National Pizza Party Day. I was promised pizza yesterday. I was working for award-winning film director Hal Kramer. When he mentioned lunch and pizza, that never happened. They just kept literally stuffing salad in my face. Salad I refuse to eat. As part of the dramatic role I was playing in his next movie. I can't wait to share that with you. Anyway, Friday, National Pizza Party Day, me and my coworkers, traditionally, we get together on Fridays and we break bread. We sit around the conference room table, we eat our food, and we talk to one another. Because we're friends, we just don't work with one another. So we bring ourselves together, we go to the conference room, and we eat our lunches together on Fridays. It's a good time. I recommend you have some type of communal food sharing experience at least weekly. So we do that. And there's no reason in the world why this Friday I shouldn't do that for them. I should bring them pizza to the conference room. But if I'm going to bring them pizza, it's got to be, something I would bring. Like, what kind of pizza do you think I would bring? If you're guessing pineapple and olives, I think you're right. Here's the thing. If you make a pizza with ingredients that other people assume are disgusting, and they won't even eat it or touch it because in their brain they're like, oh, that's disgusting. That means more pizza for you. And if you've never taken the sweet pineapple and the salty olives and put them together on a pie, well, what's wrong with you? You're talking bread, okay, and cheese and sauce and random ingredients that you put on top of them to make them taste tasty and delicious. It's not like anchovies. Oh, I love anchovies. I don't think there's a place out there anymore that makes pizza with anchovies. In the United States, I don't think you can get anchovies on your pizza. But once upon a time, you could. Those tiny little salted fish, boy, oh boy, did they add flavor. And it needed nothing else. Anchovy, cheese, and I was in from my brain, I was going formaggio, and then I was going queso. Cheese. Gordon Ramsay will say fish and cheese don't go together. Wrong. They do, with a little marinade on some bread that's heated to, 1,000 degrees. Anyway, find a way. You know what? If you work in an office, surprise your coworkers. Go to them with a pizza on Friday, May 15th. National Pizza Party Day. Saturday, May 16th is National Mimosa Day. I'm going to continue, then I'm going to come back to James. There are several times we come across one of these national days of the week that I think they should be a floater This is one of those that should definitely be a floater. National Mimosa Day shouldn't be on a Saturday. It should be on a Sunday. Why? Because when it comes to brunch, it's mimosas. And Sunday brunch is the best brunch of them all. To put National Mimosa Day on a Saturday is like saying, you've got a drinking problem. Does anyone not know the ingredients of mimosa? Does anyone not know what it takes to make a tasty and delicious, slightly alcoholic beverage for an early Sunday morning that, when consumed in quantity, will, number one, prevent scurvy, and two, get you absolutely fit-chased? It's a half and half. Half a champagne, half orange juice. That's all it is. That's a mimosa. And two simple ingredients. 1/2 champagne, 1/2 orange juice. Best served cold on a Sunday morning while consuming breakfast or lunch. That's the best time to have mimosas at a brunch on a Sunday. But if you can find a place that does brunch on Saturday, May 16th, National Mimosa Day, go ahead and do that. Sunday, May 17th. You didn't last week, asshole. That's got to get cut. Sorry. All right. Sorry. I apologize. That would have been a fine. Sunday, May 17th, is National Cherry Cobbler Day. Many times I ask the question of, what is this thing? Because I know what a thing is, and then they'll add another word to the thing, and I won't know what that thing is. Recently we talked about crêpe Suzettes. I know what a crêpe is, but I didn't know what a Suzette was. And I know what cherry pie is, and I think I know what a cobbler is. But if you put those words together, I do not actually know what a insert fruit here cobbler is. Is a cobbler just a pie that's got like lattice over the top of it? Because, I mean, apple cobbler, I think of an apple pie that's got lattice. But an apple pie could have lattice as well. What in the heck makes a pie of fruit a cobbler? Well, once upon a time, the Hostess, they had these little pies. You could get them for like 25 cents. That was the fee I charged to go pick up groceries for my family. They would send me to the grocery store as a child, and I would hump a very long walk to and fro with groceries. This is the paper bag days, okay? None of this handles on your plastics BS. But I would take a little off the top. I would always get me a Hostess, like a blueberry or an apple pie. Oh man, those were tasty and delicious. They were only 25 cents. They're not gonna know that I skimmed 25 cents off of the change. I see someone has answered my question, and I'm gonna look at her answer to the question as soon as I remind you to celebrate Sunday, May 17th. National Cherry Cobbler Day.